you. Chairman Griffith, Ranking Member Castor, Ranking Member Pallone, and members of the subcommittee. Mahalo again for your outpouring of support and commitment to our people. And thank you for allowing us this opportunity to testify about the wildfires that have devastated our Maui ohana. I join Representative Case in inviting you to come and truly see and experience what has happened in our community, but more importantly, work with us to rebuild and recover from the devastation. Like all of you, I want answers. Not a day has gone by since the fires that I don't ask myself questions. How did this happen? What could have been done differently? How do we make sure this never happens again? How do we keep our people, our families safe? What now? Why? Why? That's the hardest question. I've also been asked many questions myself. When can I go home? Is the air safe to breathe? How will I pay my mortgage? Who can help me rebuild my business? How do I tell my student their friend isn't coming back? One question that sticks with me came shortly after the fire. A woman approached me and asked me if I could please help her find her husband. They'd gone to all the shelters, the hospitals, they'd given the DNA sample. What should she do now? She showed me a picture of her husband's burned out truck on the side of the road and asked me why the back door was open. Could he have escaped? Where is he? I could not answer her questions that day. All I could do was hold her hand, put my arm around her, and try to comfort her. In the weeks that followed, I looked for her husband's name on every single list. First, it was on the list of the missing. A few weeks ago, identified among the dead. I share this with you because there are so many questions about this tragedy that must be answered. People want answers, people want accountability, but our people are still grieving. They are frustrated, they are grappling with their new reality, they are justifiably mad that this has even happened to them. Far too many lives were lost in our very tight-knit community. Some are still waiting anxiously of news of their loved ones, and while they want some kind of resolution, they fear that knock on the door. While it's been almost 2 months, most still have not seen the remains of their home, with the first Lahaina residents being allowed back into their property just this week. The question we need to be focused on right now is how do we keep the help coming to Maui? We are 2 days away from a shutdown. Our people have gone through enough. The wheels of government must continue to turn and work to provide them the support and the resources they so desperately need to focus on recovery and rebuilding. Last week in a House Transportation and Infrastructure Subcommittee hearing, one of our colleagues suggested that the Maui fires were the result of Hawaii's pursuit of renewable energy. He then insinuated to FEMA Administrator Criswell that the federal government should not support recovery efforts for disasters in states that pursue net zero policies. Unfortunately, these comments betray not only a lack of understanding of Hawaii's unique energy infrastructure, but also a willingness to exploit our pain and tragedy for political gain. What we already knew before this disaster is that Lahaina is not unique among rural and remote communities across our country that have not received enough investment and where ensuring access to services is a constant struggle. This tragedy has highlighted the disparities that exist in energy, telecommunications, transportation, and water infrastructure. Our rural communities lack access to healthcare, mental health services, emergency services, and more. The investments we have made through the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act and the Inflation Reduction Act must be but a first step, and we understand the urgent need to do more. The path ahead for Maui will be long and difficult. It will take years, if not generations, to recover from this disaster. Homes, schools, businesses, they will be rebuilt, but the scars of the trauma on our people, on our families, will take much, much longer to heal. As various local, state, and federal entities continue to investigate the cause of the Maui wildfires and the emergency response across all levels of government, we must not forget the human element of this tragedy. Behind the whirlwind of investigation and litigation that have emerged from this disaster is a community still healing and fighting every day to recover and rebuild. While the historic banyan tree has become a symbol of hope, we must never forget that the people of Lahaina are her roots. There is no Lahaina without the voice, the vision of her people. Like you and I, our people have questions too. We all deserve answers. Right now, the most important question must be, how do we continue to keep the help coming to Maui? Mahalo for allowing myself and Congressman Case to testify before this committee. We will continue to count on your support and commitment in the weeks, months, and years to come. With all of you as part of now our extended Maui Ohana, I have hope that our people can and will continue to stay Maui strong. I yield back.